but it will keep you awake, even if it's inactive.
What?
Caffeine stays in your system. And even if, you know how some people will be like, oh, I can go to sleep after drinking caffeine.
Yeah.
They can, but they're not, like, it still messes up their sleep cycles. Anyways, we're not here to talk about boring health stuff.
Hi guys, welcome in for another episode of GameFeelz. I hope you're all doing well today. I hope you're as excited for today's episode as I am. I'm excited for a number of reasons. One of them being because Final Fantasy X is one of the games that just kind of really sparked my love for video games and soundtracks in video games, but also because today's guest is somebody that I played this game alongside with for most of my life, who also is quite popular over on TikTok as well as Instagram. He is definitely into games. He may not be a streamer, but he's definitely a gamer and someone that I've been very close to for most of my life. He is none other than my little brother. He is known on TikTok as the Urban Chicken Farmer and also on Instagram, but he also has another Instagram account for his personal training business. We'll definitely post it above. So if any of you happen to be in the Tampa area and you're looking for a personal trainer, then definitely hop on over to that page because he is a very motivating and also a very passionate personal trainer, but he's also a very loving and nurturing chicken farmer. Definitely give those pages a follow and a like if you check them out. With all that being said, let's dive into today's episode where we talk about Final Fantasy X. Okay. So, Final Fantasy X, it is the game of our childhood and adulthood for me and you, probably.
Yes.
The laugh scene, how legit is that?
Well, first, let me say Ellie du Sadwi to you.
Heli Desadwe to you too.
Thank you
I'm
very
not
much.
I'm not Jake though, so like I feel like it doesn't
Yeah,
carry as
Jake
much weight.
knows Ellie du Sadwi. So the laugh scene is an iconic moment that became a meme with non-Final Fantasy X players, which is hilarious. But if you really think about what the game is, up to that point, Yuna and everyone else in the story knows what's going on. The only people who don't is the player and Titus.
Mhm.
That Yuna is going on this death journey. Basically, she is sacrificing herself to save the world for a temporary period of time. Titus doesn't know about this, but he's in a similar situation where he's just lost. There's my cat. He's just lost everything and everyone. Has to start over in this brand new place. Everyone thinks he's crazy and his brain's in toxin.
Mhm.
And they just have this scene where they start laughing hysterically and awkwardly into the open because they have really nothing to be smiling or to be happy about. So I think it's actually a really powerful scene, but if you have no context, and you don't know that, it just looks like a really silly scene.
So, okay. This is something that's actually really bothered me with this playthrough and I don't know how I noticed it before, but Isaru is a fucking dick because
Yeah, no, the other summoners are such a dick.
like he has his little brother come with him and he didn't even know what the word sacrifice meant. Like
Yeah.
I'm assuming that also means that he doesn't know what's going to happen to Isaru.
He probably doesn't know that. It's so right because they don't know about the sacrifice. They don't know that a guardian will be sacrificed, right?
Yeah.
So he also doesn't have that information. That's really interesting because they have to do the one that has a closer bond. So what if they make it to Unalesca and then they're like, "Hey, your brother needs to, you know, be the next sin.
Yeah.
But yeah, Isaru's a total dick. But there's also information we don't know about that. Like they may not have family, right? Like Isaru could have gone on this journey, and what's the kid's name? Piku?
Pa- Passe?
Pa Pase.
Y-
Whatever it is. He who knows? Maybe he has to go on this journey. Maybe he doesn't have a home to stay at. His safest bet is to be with Isaru and learn how to defend himself.
mhm.
But yeah, Isaru's a total dick, especially when he like tries to assassinate Yuna.
I actually, okay, here's my thing. I don't
My,
feel,
let me just say this though. Before,
huh?
when I was little, you told me that Aren killed Isaru.
Okay, I think the reason why I probably said that,
You
I,
probably wanted that.
yeah, I mean, well,
As
the
a
last,
child, you were kind of darker.
well, I mean, the last thing that Orin says to Isaru is your pilgrimage is over. So like, I don't know, what was I supposed to think?
It would have been way cooler though if Aren, just
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't put it past him either. Like, Orin is very much this is what I got to do. I'm going to do it. I don't,
yeah, he's hardcore.
yeah, not to say that he's a non-feeling character because we see in after the Unalesca fight when he shows Titus his memories that he is very much ashamed of how he acted after the Unalesca encounter.
Yeah, yeah, and I think a lot of his like body and sensitivity was beaten out of him after he lost his two brothers, more or less, and then died
Yeah.
and got found by Kimari and Mount Gagazet. But what were you going to say? Your theory about Isaru trying with Yuna? You had a theory that he probably wasn't trying to assassinate her.
Yeah, I don't think he no, I don't think he wanted to. I know he was like that's what he set out to do, cuz that's what the temple told him to do, which is kind of interesting to me because he clearly seems to have at least a fondness for Yuna. And he does say it's an unpleasant business for him. This is all very fresh for me because I literally just did this yesterday. But it's very much the Church of Yevon told me to do this, so I'm going to do it, even
It's
if I don't
strictly
want to.
business for Isaru.
Y-
Isaru follows. He plays by the rules. He does. He follows the book. He does what he's told.
Yeah, even though he's also just finding out that Yevon is not what he thought it was. Because I'm assuming he didn't come from Bavel either.
I have no idea. Yeah, he's a dick. And what's the other sorcerer? The sorcerer chick, summoner
Oh,
chick. What's her
Donna.
name? Donna. Bro, why is she so mean?
Dude, she's the worst. Like, actually
She's
the
so
worst.
mean. Yeah, and even the Lady Belgiumine is kind of weird.
Belgamine?
Belgamine.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's dead.
She's dead. Dead AF.
So, I mean, she is weird, but Belgamine, like, very much has a mentor mentee relationship with Yuna.
Right.
I never felt like she was mean in any way.
She's just weird. Weird
Yeah,
character.
she was very cryptic, and
I don't remember, but I feel like after you beat the Maggot sisters, she says something weird and then disappears
hmm,
after you unlock them. I don't really remember. It's been ages.
I'll let you know because I might do that. I'm trying to decide how much more I'm gonna play the game right now, but Yeah. I mean, Donna especially is like a she's hot and she knows it kind of character.
Yeah.
And I think that's just kind of how she interacts with the world because Bartello is not like that at all. And he's built like you are.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He's just he just wants to help. But I mean, he also does what Donna says because he throws Titus into the chamber of the trial.
Yeah,
What is it called?
Cloister of Trials.
Cloister of Trials.
Um, yeah, Bartello is a bottom for sure.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
uh, okay, so
Okay.
turn-based combat. Did it age well?
No, it did not in this game. In some games do it better, but Final Fantasy, no. Move it, Panther. Final Fantasy X did not do turn-based combat as good as some other games, but it gets a pass. I mean, I'm never gonna judge it very critically because I just love the game. The game's so good, and the thing is, like, the combat system can be really bad in a game if it makes up for it in other places. You're not playing Final Fantasy X for combat, or
True.
you're really not playing it for gameplay. You're playing it for a story that you unlock.
Hmm.
You unlock by destroying monsters or beating a boss or grinding to a certain skill or finding all the hidden Albed characters.
Yeah,
You know, that's what's satisfying about playing Final Fantasy X is unlocking as much of the story as you can. You, it's like just like with Hollow Knight, it's one of those games where like you play it the first time and you're like, wow, I discovered everything in this game. Then you play it a second time and you're like, oh shit, Val 4 has a second overdrive.
yeah,
Oh shit, there's Dark Aeons. All these different things. So I think that's what's satisfying about Final Fantasy X. The combat is not very good. It didn't pass the test of time, but
yeah,
it makes up for it in other ways.
yeah. Well, yeah. The most of the characters are very endearing except Kimari, because fuck Kimari. Uh,
Come
sorry,
on, man.
he sucks. Actually, did you know
He
that James Arnold Taylor, the voice actor for Titus, also does the voice acting for Kimari?
I did know that. And since we're talking about fun facts, I mean, we talked about this later, but Dreams Anarchind is a physical place close to Baj Temple,
Yeah. W-
which you don't know that. You don't find that out in the game. But I guess it makes sense. Like Sin didn't travel to an imaginary place, a dream place. Sin went to Dreams Anarchind and pulls Titus out, Titus and Arn. Um, Yeah, when I found out that it was a physical place, that like shattered all my thinking. And Sin's job is basically to protect it because Yu Yevon wants to preserve his home, which is Zanarkand, and that's all he has left. So
Yeah.
Yu Yevon keeps it safe until somehow Jecht overrides that and goes and destroys the city.
Yeah. Mr. Horrible Dad turns into.
Debatable.
I don't know. I don't think it is. He was a bad dad.
Tough dad. He's like, I'm gonna not give you love, and it's gonna make you stronger.
I think that fits the role of bad dad.
Did Titus get stronger?
Yeah, but not because of Jecht.
Why then? Why then? Why did he get stronger?
Well,
If it wasn't because
indirectly.
of Jecht.
Indirectly.
Indirectly, it's very direct. It's very direct.
Not really. I mean, he brought him
Jack
just.
drives the stories. Everything about Jack is why Titus is who he is. Titus wanted to become the star blitzball player because because of Jack, because he wanted to surpass his dad. Titus, a lot of his emotions are driven from that. And then, if Jack never would have gone out to sea to train, he never would have left Spira or Dreams Anarchind,
Mhm.
which is what happened. He went out to sea to train and went too far and probably ended up close to Baj Temple.
Mm.
and then literally says, Titus, I'm bringing you into this shit. I'm putting you on the same death journey I went on, and you're gonna kill me at the end of it.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, that no, that's really weird. Not weird, it's really neat that it is actually a physical place. It makes a lot more sense than it being like this inanimate place that the Faith have dreamed up because I honestly had never really questioned that part of the story. I was just like, oh yeah, this is just part of the story. And
No, I questioned it. Like these things bothered me. Like the lore of Final Fantasy X would keep me up at night. So I had like how did Jecht leave? That's what just plagued my mind. And there are answers. There are I just you just find it on Google. They've like written like short stories and um yeah, there's some like short story where like Titus returns and he's living his life with Yuna and he like kicks a blitz ball and it explodes or something. It's really weird.
yeah, I remember reading about that one.
The exploding blitz ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's weird. But yeah, I mean, it bothered me like that there was no answer in the game for how Jack left Dreams Anarchy and ended up in Spira.
I
So that's what
wish
prompted me to search for answers.
yeah. No, I wish they would do like a prequel Final Fantasy X.
Jack's journey.
Yeah.
That'd be
Like
sick.
I mean we know some details of his pilgrimage with Braska, but not like all of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that would be pretty sick.
yeah. No, that would be a really fun game to play, even if it was just like a few hours long on like the Switch or something. I would play the shit out of it. Um, I love that Panther lets you hold it. By the way, Panther has done some damage to your chair.
Yeah, she has. She lives for that. No,
I
Panther, I can hold her however I want. She's just chilling. She gives me a time limit. I get about a minute in any bizarre holding position, and then she's like, "Okay, get the f off me, bro."
yeah, Ellie was pretty good in her cat pack for most of today, but she like didn't love it.
That's really cool.
I mean, she has no qualms with being in it for I think like 15 minutes might be the maximum.
Okay, okay.
But
And then
yeah.
she's like, "Get me the f out of here."
Yeah, she was kind of like pawing at the zipper after a bit at the park, but I mean, got to take her outside and she loved it for the most part. I think as
Yeah,
long as
that
I'm
was super
moving,
cool.
I don't know. I don't have to like I don't have to fight to put her in it. She's now that she knows she's going outside whenever she gets in it, she's
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
that's cool.
Okay. So, let me look at my notes here. That was me pushing my glasses up.
Glasses?
I don't have
Oh,
glasses on,
I got
just
you. I got
yeah,
you. What's the singular eye called?
a
Monocle?
monocle.
Monocle. That's what you need.
I don't know if it would fit my look unless I was gonna wear like suspenders and like a bow tie, which I mean
That's no, like do the beanie with the start something. Start your own trend. That would be dope.
okay.
And a top hat, maybe.
Top hat
No
seems
beanie.
overkill.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Speaking of overkill,
Dude, overkills are my favorite and like the easiest way to farm mega phoenixes.
interesting. And do you get more experience when you get an overkill?
I think you just get different items.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the item grinds in the late game were never something I loved very much.
I
Like to
just
get the your ultimate armor and stuff.
yeah. I just bought an item or a weapon for Riku that had alchemy on it already. And I was like, this is sick.
Speaking of, I think in one of your shorts you talked about Riku being useless. Is that, did I make that up?
No, I think yeah, I did. I did.
But that's so funny because, like, sure, early game, that's kind of true, but late game, she's the best character.
No.
Yeah, she is because she has the highest luck and she's the fastest. So once you max out her strength, she's hitting 9 max damage faster than anyone's ever going to be able to. She has the highest speed in the game.
Mm, I don't know. I mean, I've definitely, I wouldn't say I've maxed out her stats before, but I have for sure. I've gotten her ultimate weapon, which is a pain in the ass to get, especially if you don't have no encounters on. Um, Dude, okay, speaking of ultimate weapons, have you ever maxed out Lulu's?
Lulu, no. I don't even know if I got her ultimate weapon because I why would I? Magic is so irrelevant in late game.
Yeah, but you could do 99,999 damage with a Moogle.
True. That's true.
And how funny would that
But
be?
the animation is so slow.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Abilities are no good. Like if we compare to Titus, for example, with evading counter and magic counter.
Yeah.
And Waka too has counter attack, right? Or evading counter? What is what? I don't remember. It's been too long.
Yeah, you I don't have the patience to do Blitzball anymore. I have maxed out his ultimate weapon before because I wanted to be intentional about using Waka, but
I don't mind Blitzball.
once I get good at it, I don't mind it, but like the grind to get there is a pain in the ass.
You just got to get the right people. Like that. Who's that? That guard at Luca. Rin, not Rin. That's the Albed guy. I
Uh,
don't remember his name, but
he's
the
wearing like
dude's
a face
busted.
mask.
He's a guard. There's two of them. You can recruit both of them, but the other one sucks. This one, if you put him on your team and put him as a forward or
Hmm.
whatever the position's called, he's a demon, dude. He doesn't miss. His shot is so high. His speed's high. He's way better than Titus.
I don't know, but the jack shot is so useful.
Yeah, it is really useful.
Like,
But yeah, this guy's way better than having the eject shot. If I could pick Titus with eject shot and this guy with no special shot, he's better. He's better
damn.
because his like it's I wish I could remember his name. But he's really good.
Uh, I think there's a character called Shu that is supposed to be, I think, a
Is
really
that a
good goalie.
goalkeeper?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
because
I think I know that.
yeah, Keepa's not
But I
great.
mean, he's not. Dude. Everyone except there's. I think it's one of the defenders gets pretty good, and Dato gets decent as a forward, but still he's not good. He really to get a good blitzball team early and quick, you need to recruit.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, obviously, they expect you to do that because they made it kind of a big part of the game. Or not a big part, but like, it's Blitzball can go on for a long time. I mean, you can play as much as you
Yeah,
want, of course, but
yeah. I never did a lot of blitzball when I was growing up playing the game, but I definitely played it later in life as I was, getting Waka's ultimate weapon.
mhm.
That's really the only reason you play. It's not fun. But
Yeah.
I mean,
I
for a
mean,
little while, it can be fun.
when you get to like the point where you're like, I like getting to the point where I'm basically just completely shutting down the other team. I'm talking,
For a couple games, right? But then it gets boring.
yeah, yeah, but that's why it's a oh, what do they call them? Not a side quest, but like a mini game.
Yeah.
Um, Come on, hold on. I found I don't want to subscribe. Never mind. Apparently, Discord does like these things where you can use like sound from. Anyways, okay, moving on. So now that maybe we've had a little bit more time to think about it, I think this is a good like I guess a wrap up question because I think we have kind of touched on everything in a very ADHD way, but we can spend a little bit more time on the topic. Um, what is a theme in the game that really has spoken to you?
Um, I remember, there's actually a really good YouTube video that talks about themes in Final Fantasy. I think all Final Fantasy games touch on religion. I think all of them. I'm not sure if that's true because I've only ever played Final Fantasy X and briefly 10-2, which is bleh,
Oh
poop
yeah,
game.
that game's garbage.
But oh, it's terrible. Like they should have just not made it.
Yeah. Well,
But
that
I
game was
think
in response to the Yakuza games, I think. Or it was either that or Persona.
well, it sucked. And
Yeah, it was bad.
boo Square Enix for that one.
Yeah.
Um, so religion is probably the biggest topic, and it's you can probably interpret it a lot of different ways. I'm not sure what the intended way is, but there's so many religious references. I mean, the main enemy of the game is sin,
Yeah.
created by, I guess, a demigod who's a summoner, Yu Yevon, who created a religion after himself and has the followers believing that if they pray to him and get rid of Machina, these technological advancements, then they will be saved from sin. But realistically, they'll never be saved from sin. Sin keeps killing. And
Yeah.
why? I don't know. I guess Yevon's goal is to keep society from advancing enough to be able to kill him,
Yeah.
like they basically did, because they destroyed uh, the summoners versus the Machina. I
Mhm.
guess that he wants to prevent that from happening again. So meanwhile,
That's
the
right.
higher ups, the Grand Maesters in Bavel, use Machina to make their lives easier, but have these people subjugated to this religion that's all about not using Machina and trying to cleanse themselves of their sins. And then there's the fact that some of the Aeons are literally named after gods. Like Shiva is
Mhm.
a Hindi god.
Yeah.
Shiva, I think Shiva's like the creator or something like that. I think Bahamut's a Hindi god as well. A lot of references to religion in many different aspects. And I think it
Yeah.
could be interpreted a lot of different ways. What it means, I don't know, but it's really cool. What do you think?
Yeah. Uh no, I've always, well, not always, but I in my adult life I've always subscribed to the idea that is social commentary on against religion saying like if you believe this and you do this, then you'll be a good person and it will save you and everyone. And that is like a what a what do they call it in Star Wars? An
I
absolute truth. Yeah. Cuz
like what is the absolute truth?
or well, absolutes. Like if you're not for me, you're against me kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. And the cool thing about like, the creators of this game, they don't tell you what to think. They
Mhm.
don't tell you how to interpret it. So your life experience is going to heavily influence how you interpret whatever's going on. Yeah, so it's just not that deep to me. Like it's not something that resonated very strongly, except for hypocrisy.
Mhm.
Seeing like the religious group teaching these things and everyone's drinking the juice, but then the higher ups behind closed doors are breaking all the rules. So there's definitely an element of hypocrisy, but I feel like Final Fantasy X is more than just that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's kind of like a subplot. And I feel like the main plot is really about Titus and his dad.
Yeah.
And Titus maybe accepting his death, if you want to call it that, at the end,
Oh,
which is crazy. Like I hated the ending so badly.
yeah. Well, especially okay, so considering that Dreams Anarchy is a real place that he could have just gone back to.
The faith stopped dreaming, so Dreams Anarchin is no more. Even though the place is still there,
Mhm.
the place on the map is still there, but Titus can't go back because he is a dream of the faith. And the faith stopped dreaming because they don't have to dream because Hugh Yevon was destroyed. It was basically summoning the faith.
Okay, okay, okay. So,
So Titus disappeared not by choice or it's because the faith stopped dreaming.
right.
And he was a dream of the faith and Dreams Anarchin was a dream of the faith. So although the physical place where Dreams Anarchin was is still there, Dreams Anarchin would not be there because it was a dream of the faith.
Right, okay,
Sounds
okay.
so confusing. It's not nearly as bad as the plot of Kingdom Hearts. I don't know if you kept up with that at all.
No, I I haven't, but
Good for you.
I tried to do a deep dive and I just was like, "Nah, this
It's
is
so bad. It's so bad. Like it's the first two games pretty good. They did an okay job, and then it's just way too much junk
well,
in
Kingdom
there,
Hearts
and
3
it's
is a
like
garbage game by
it's so
itself."
bad. It's, if you want to watch a video game, if you want to play, if you want to watch an interactive movie, it's a good probably experience. But I like Kingdom Hearts 2 has so much gameplay and fun mechanics. Even though it's just a button smasher, it's still so fun. And you can like like 5 years ago, I played through the game and you can like upgrade all your forms. Like you remember when you can have dual keyblades?
Yeah,
You can upgrade that and get like permanent effects after you get the max upgrade. It's really cool.
that's cool.
But yeah, Final Fantasy X isn't nearly that bad.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, from the sounds of it, it's just like a little confusing, not like there's all these characters that just kind of show up and you're like, "Oh, this person is actually this person,"
Right.
and whatever.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Final Fantasy X, like they don't tell you, they make you think. They don't tell you what to think. They make you figure it out yourself.
Yeah, which is kind of what the All Bed tried to get you to do.
Do they?
Well, yeah, because they're not Yevonites. They don't subscribe to that idea.
They're just the opposite side of it.
Yeah, exactly. Because like they do, you remember after you fight brother and that giant machina, Waka's like telling Riku like it's because of you all bad that blah 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 blah, and she goes, "Oh, do you have proof? Like show me the proof." And then she also says, "You just believe whatever they tell you to believe without ever thinking for yourself." And that's one that's a realization that I came to is the Abed are like the more like scientifically minded people.
Yeah. No, definitely, without a doubt. They're
Cool.
definitely like the opposition. They're the good guys, I would say. I don't think that's really questionable. Like, especially when you see them getting murdered, in their home. Like, it's
Hmm.
pretty crazy. Like the Albed are definitely the good guys that are painted as the bad guys by by Yevon.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say the Evanites are bad people. They just,
They're doing what they're told. Waka doesn't know any better. He's never been. presented the other side, and that's what's so dangerous when you only ever hear, when you live in an echo chamber and you say one thing and that's all you hear back from
Yeah.
the people you hang out with, the church you go to, the school you go to, whatever. If you're never like engaged with some alternate opinion or belief, then that's all you know.
Hmm.
And you will be ignorant to the other side of the aisle because that all you know is what you've been told and what you've listened to.
For sure.
So yeah, that's Waka's a great example of that. That's a really good point.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming in to hang out with my brother and I while we talked about Final Fantasy X. Feel free to drop any comments that you have about Final Fantasy X and your experience with it and what you think the game might actually be about. And, or, just let me know that you had fun hanging out with us and drop a like. And I'll see you for the next episode of GameFeelz. Have a good day. Drop a. Bleh.